Hey everybody, so today I wanted to talk about someone named Star Wars Theory, which if you don't know who they are, well, they make Star Wars content with the occasional theory, so the name kind of explains it all. The explanation was pointless, but there you go. So the reason I wanted to talk about Star Wars Theory today is for a multiple amount of different reasons. Not just his Andor Season 2 take, which was just terrible, but also his response to the people criticizing him about Andor. Also, just some of his more recent videos that he's made. He's made numerous amount of comments that I think just show his ego, his lack of being able to take criticism, or being able to listen to criticism of the films that he likes. But also him just putting himself above other Star Wars fans and just basically saying, hey guys, I'm the superior Star Wars fan. I know more, so that makes me better. Now, I'm just going to mention things from all of these videos. Now, the videos are the reaction that he had towards Nostalgia Critic's video criticizing the prequels, the I'm not covering Andor anymore, and as well, what is wrong with these people. So Star Wars Theory is reacting to the Nostalgia Critic criticizing the prequels, and he just starts getting really pissed off. Not just oh hey, I disagree with your opinion, but very visibly upset.
Everything. Sleepy Hollow, X-Men, Ballistic. This is when these people who don't know the lore and don't know stuff, they just watch it from a surface level. You cannot watch Star Wars from a surface
level as some sort of a fucking film critic.
Oh my god, this guy's insufferable.
These kind of people are the most interesting to speak to because they think they speak with such a high morality. They come from a place of they know all and everyone else is beneath them.
And eventually he gets to the point where he's like, hey, this Nostalgia Critic guy, he does not understand the Star Wars lore.
You need to know deep shit when it comes to Star Wars and the characters, how they think, why they do certain things, where you need to really know the ins and outs. And that's why there's those books. That's why there's all the, the audio, radio drama. There's all the extra stuff in there that will explain to you why to the questions that you have, which this guy has.
And if you really get to this point where you're you have to read the books, you have to know all the video games, comics, every single piece of information about Star Wars outside of the movie to really understand these films, then they're probably flawed movies. They probably do have issues because these films should not require you to go outside of these movies to understand some of the things that they're presenting. And if you want to say that these movies don't have problems because the novelization resolves all the plot holes and issues that maybe they have, then the Rise of Skywalker is not that bad of a movie, right? Because the novelization explains how Palpatine is in a clone body, how Palpatine's son is just a failed experiment clone body of Palpatine that escapes Exegol and ends up having Rey. It kind of explains a lot of the missing elements of that film. So okay, The Rise of Skywalker is no longer a bad movie because it has a book that can explain all of these problems and issues. It's just such a flawed, way to look at it. Those movies should be able to stand on their own. I don't know, it just kind of feels like an ego mindset where it's look at me, I'm Star Wars Theory. I've read all the novelizations, sniffed through all the comic books, played the video games, talked to people behind the scenes, and if you haven't done any of that, guys, you're just a surface level fan. You just don't understand this shit like I do.
You can't watch Star Wars surface level. And you can't review Star Wars as a surface level reviewer. Listen, I can't expect everyone to read the things I've read with the behind the scenes or have the friends that I have that have worked on the original Star Wars films and the things that they've heard from George, Ralph McQuarrie included, and the people who take care of him.
It's even getting to the point where you're mentioning people's IQ when it comes to Star Wars. It just isn't that important. It's so stupid.
This is what happens when you get surface level people that have an IQ slightly higher than the average population, which is very, very, very easy to do. Low IQ people that are oh, wow, okay, easily brainwashed. Oh, shit, this guy knows what he's talking about.
The thing is that there's God, which in this case is George Lucas, and then there's Jesus, which is Star Wars Theory, right? That's the way it seems that he feels. He is the second coming of Star Wars. And it's dude, relax. You go after what you call Disney Star Wars fans before being mean and rude and just not accepting of other people's opinions, but it seems like you're doing pretty much the exact same thing here with the prequel criticism that the Nostalgia Critic is giving. It just seems very hypocritical. Now I want to talk about Andor, because obviously this show has been universally praised by pretty much everyone who watches it. There are people who absolutely despise Disney Star Wars that have watched the series and they're well, okay, it's pretty good. But there is somebody who is kind of I didn't like this. Care to take a guess, right? Now, on the first season of Andor, he obviously got a lot of hate for saying, oh, bricks and screws don't belong in Star Wars, and really harped on this. Like, out of everything you could criticize the show for, you're really gonna look in the background and be like, I think I saw some bricks back there.
There's a lot of little things. I mean, when we saw the camera in the previous episode, there were like screws in the wall. When we see certain architecture, it's just bricks. You know, it's not smooth stone or sandstone or whatever it might be that was in the prequels or the originals, which kind of gives you the feel of Star Wars. The whole thing about Star Wars is to feel like it's from a galaxy far, far away.
But I think we have to give him some props, because somehow he managed to say an even worse take for Season 2. Now, in Season 2 of Andor, there is a scene where a character gets sexually assaulted, and the way that Star Wars Theory describes this scene, you would think it is the most, like, violent scene that you have ever seen. Like, there is complete nudity in it. It is a full-on, like, rape scene, and that is just not the case. I don't know what Star Wars Theory saw, but this is very, very tame.
One of the females was S.A.'d, was graped, essentially. She got away, finally, great, but look, I didn't feel like that really belonged in Star Wars.
And then, of course, Star Wars Theory started to go on a full meltdown, posting on X that sexual assault does not belong on Star Wars, even posting a YouTube video. Even though, what do you think Jabba the Hutt was doing with Leia? I don't think Leia consent to being licked, and I'm sure that Jabba the Hutt has done far worse to people. But of course, as well, rape and everything else has existed in Star Wars for a while, especially in the comics and novels. So Star Wars Theory decided to make a video basically saying, no, Andor Season 2 is not Star Wars. Sexual assault does not belong in Star Wars, as if he has any authority to say what is and isn't Star Wars. It's just weird.
When can you ever just enjoy Star Wars without some dickhead telling you how to feel about it? And now they want to claim it for themselves and be like, no, this is Star Wars. It's like, it's not, dude. Fuck off. Like, what are you talking about?
You know, even saying that, oh, hey, my good old buddy Darth Vader, the guy who slaughtered children, kills innocent people, was involved in many genocides, knew that there was a, Death Star in the sky that could destroy planets. That guy right there would not support sexual assault. He's against it.
Vader is an evil guy, but he's not sick in the fucking head. He's not that level of evil. There's boundaries to evil. He would never do something like that to a woman. He may kill her, which he's done, but he's not going to do that. And I am damn sure if Vader saw an Imperial doing that, he would never allow it to continue. He would choke the guy out, kill him, and probably kill her too, because why not? But he wouldn't stand for that.
I just feel like it's such a bizarre thing to say, but also, he even got to the point where he was like, guys, I don't like rape, but if you guys do, go watch the Andor show. Like, basically saying that people who like Andor also like watching rape.
Literally, I'm not even exaggerating. You can't even say, I don't want to see sexual assault in Star Wars, because then people will get angry at you like they want to see it or it belongs. Or
like, I also like how Star Wars Theory is just like, leave me alone, guys, okay? Just leave me alone. Like, as if you didn't start this drama in the first place by just saying the most outrageous, ridiculous comments.
You guys, enjoy your show. Leave me alone. I don't need to watch it. Leave me alone.
I like how he's like, oh, those Andor fans, like basically removing them from the base Star Wars fan base and like, oh, they're their own little thing. They're not real Star Wars fans, though. The same way people are like, oh, those Disney Star Wars fans. Like, they are Star Wars fans. Like, look at your own comment section. Majority of your fans like the Andor show. You're just in the minority on this one. And it's because you just had a very wild take. Like, Andor fans are Star Wars fans. It's weird to feel any other way. Like, it's just weird because you're acting like the victim in the situation. And like, I would give him some credit because he said he didn't like the show, and his response after the first 3 episodes was like, hey guys, I know I made some outrageous comments and said some really dumb stuff, but you know what, it's just not a show for me. I'm not gonna watch it. And I would give him some props if he actually stuck to it. But now he made this response video where he's like, you know what, guys, I think I'm gonna watch it, and basically get all this hate off of him. I think that's the only reason he's doing this right now. Low views and some hate will probably do that to anybody. So
looking at the comments on today's lore video, and I'm just like, holy shit, dude, it's not even about the video. It's just Andor.
And like also for whatever reason, I wanted to mention the AI stuff that Star Wars Theories has recently been doing. He has like AI thumbnails, and even this one AI video where he's like, "This looks incredible," and I watched it and I was like, this looks horrible. Like, who would want to watch this? And of course, people in the comments were like, "Oh, this is so much better than Disney Star Wars," but it's like, it's just AI slop. It sounds awful. It looks awful. I don't know who would want to watch this. But overall, even though Star Wars Theory is clearly very sensitive, has an ego, and just says some really stupid stuff, I don't hate the guy. Like, overall, it's Star Wars. It's not that important. Like, I get that it means stuff to people. It means something to me. But at the end of the day, it's a movie franchise. It's not worth actually hating people over. You know? That's just gonna wrap it up. That's all I really have to say about this. Yep. Goodbye.